I am the Nasty Pastor. I'm back with another reading of the teachings of Ptahhotep. This is supposed to be the oldest book written in the world, published in the world. Ptahhotep, the Hotep family stretched back to the 5th dynasty of the Kemites, the Cushites, and the Egyptians. The Hotep family served, like 120, 130, maybe 150 years, under, like I said, the Kemites, the Cushites, and the Egyptians flag, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna waste too much time getting into this. I'm gonna go on push through this, but I do want you to know this, and I do want you to understand this. When we are reading these books of Kemet, when we are reading these books of Egypt, please understand there's Jewish influence. Please understand the day Kemet was conquered, our history was rewritten. Our lives took a turn. I don't want to say the bad. I want to say awakening, a reality was put forth in our life. So let's get into this, and please like, share, comment. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, OFM Kemet, Only Faith Ministries Kemet. Please subscribe, please. It starts off saying the instruction of Ptahhotep. The introduction says this: is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which has before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Peep this. This part of my third or fourth time going over this introduction. And the first time I read it, didn't understand. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I didn't get the full, how to put it, the full meaning, the full explanation of what I'm reading, and I'm getting it now, that is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new. This is new to me, right? It has been already of old time. This stretch all the way back before Christ. Old times. You feel me? There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. I take that last part, as we're taking our soul back to heaven. There's no remembrance of this rock. You get me? Anyway, let's go ahead, stop wasting time and get into this reading. And it starts off, in these days when all things and memories of the past are at length become not only subservient to, but submerged by the matters and needs of the immediate present. Those paths of knowledge that lead into regions seemingly remote from such needs are somewhat discredited, and the aims of those that follow them, whither they lead, are regarded as quite out of touch with the real interests of life. You ever hibernated yourself and then you want to pop your head out amongst your family and your friends? basically what you did, you know what I mean, you took yourself out of life. You know, you may have kept up with the stories, you may have kept up with the latest music video, the latest designer clothes and all that, but did you keep up with your mom? Did you keep up with your brother? Did you keep up with your sister, with your grandma, with your great-grandma, with your uncles, with your aunts? Did you? Your little nephews, your little nieces, did you? Your cousins, did you? Peep this, I'm gonna stop for a minute before I go ahead and I'm gonna speak on something deep. I love family. I'm a family man. You got me? Not a big family. You know me, wife, couple of hard-headed kids. You feel me? Couple. What's a couple? There you go. Couple of hard-headed kids. You got what I'm saying? But I'm big on family. You feel me? I'm gonna say this in a way I hope you get it. I'm very close to my immediate family and my extended family. But what I don't like is BS. What they don't like is BS. So don't we supposed to find a medium somewhere? Don't we supposed to know how to keep a distance, but have love and concern, not just in our heart, but in our walk and in our talk? See, I don't deal with my immediate or my extended family that much. You feel me? But they ought to know where they love at. They ought to know my concerns. They ought to know why I, arm distance. You know what I mean? They should understand me by now. But let's get back into this reading. And the aims of those that follow them, whither they lead, are regarded as quite out of touch with the real interests of life. Very greatly is this so with archaeology and the study of ancient and curious tongues and searchings into old thoughts on high and ever insistent questions. A public which was hardly timed to read more than its daily newspaper and its weekly novel has denounced, almost dismissed them with many other noble and wonderful things as unpractical, whatever that vague and hollow word may mean. Now, vague, hollow, you get it. Something very dense, something very, not gonna say far-fetched, but, take this, easy to, get rid of, easy to tear, easy to throw away. There's really not enough knowledge I can get out of this, so it's dense, it's vague. You get me? I'm hoping I'm explaining it to you right. Let me say it that way. You feel me? As to those matters which lie very far back concerning the lands of several thousand years ago, it is very generally held that they are the proper and peculiar province of specialists, dry as dust, and the persons with an irreducible minimum of human nature. It is thought that knowledge concerning them, not the blank ignorance regarding them that almost everywhere obtains, is a thing of which to be rather ashamed, a detrimental possession. In a word, that the subject is not only unprofitable, a grave offense, but also uninteresting and therefore contemptible. Contemptible. A whole lot, right? What it says, several thousand years ago. Several thousand. So, when this book was published to the Kemet culture, probably was during the times of Egypt. You kind of understand where I'm going with this? If it was before the time of Egypt, I get that too. I get that also. But blank ignorance regarding them that almost everywhere obtains is a thing of which to be rather ashamed, a detrimental possession, and a word that the subject is not only unprofitable, a grave offense. Ignorance. You feel me? Ignorance. A grave offense. Peep this. Don't you never accept being ignorant. Don't you never dumb yourself down for no one and display ignorance. You a king, you a queen. At the end of the day, you a god, you a goddess. What you may not be, I don't want to say inclined, I want to say a master at, you know, what you may not be a master at, somebody else is. What they're not a master at, you're probably is. That don't make you ignorant. That makes it that you haven't been showed, you have not put interest in what the other person has mastered. So don't accept ignorance as a way of defining who you are. Speak up. Show up. This is a true estimate of general opinion, although there are those who will, for their own sakes, gainsay it. When therefore I state that one of the writings herein translated has an age of nearly 6,000 years, and that another is but 500 years younger, it is likely that many will find it sufficient reason against further per usual deeming it impossible that such things can possess attraction for one not an enthusiast for them. That's a whole lot right there, right? That's a whole lot. Peep this. I said I read this 4 times. I didn't get it the first time, right? So I'm reading it again, and this may have been the first book published, but it wasn't the first writings. You get it? You hear what he's saying right here, right? You hear it? Where is that? When therefore I state that one of the writings herein translated has an age of nearly 6,000 years, and that another is but 500 years younger, it is likely that many will find this sufficient reason against further per usual deeming it impossible that such things can possess attraction for one not an enthusiast for them. Yet so few are the voices across so great a span of years that those among them having anything to tell us should be welcome exceedingly. You get it? Those that have something to tell us, speak up so we can hear it. Speak up so we can digest it. Speak up so that if the teaching, if the message a little off, as a whole we can get it right. Because it's not about one person getting it right. It's about a community. It's about a culture getting it right. Whereas for the most part, they have cried in the wilderness of neglect, hitherto, or fallen on ears filled with the clamor of more instant things. You get it? Somebody teaching you, but your ears closed. Somebody teaching the tree, but you have no interest in learning it. We just spoke about that, right? I wrote, I could show if this were a fitting place that archaeology is not at all divorced from life, nor even devoid of emotion as subtle and strange, as swift and moving, as that experienced by those who love and follow art. Archaeology, is for those who know her, full of such emotion, garbed in an imperishable glamour. She is raised far above the turmoil of the present on the wings of imagination. Her eyes are sombre, with the memory of the wisdom driven from her scattered sanctuaries, and at her lips wonderful things strive for utterance. In her are gathered together the longings and the laughter, the fears and failures, and sins and splendors and achievements of innumerable generations of men. Now I like that. I like that right there. The splendors and achievements of innumerable generations of men. See, in those days before Christ, I'm not going to say women, our goddesses, had no role in the world. It was more than just raising a kid, laying down, having sex. Our goddesses, our queens, touch the people, talk to the people, talk to the people within the culture of the kingdom, of the dynasty, to keep things at peace, at ease, at peace, at ease. You know, they had a role to play. So when I say this part right here about men, see, we went out here, we conquered. We went out here, we got the food. We went out here when there was some type of danger to our culture. We fought off that culture. Because you won't come taking our women. You won't come taking our trust. You won't come do what you want to do to our kids. You got me? So to read this and look at society today, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with not seeing what you don't, how to put it. You see it somewhere else, but you don't believe it can happen to you. In other words, you see it happening to another family. You ignore it. You don't speak up. You don't try to help. And you think it won't happen to you. You shouldn't always have a blind eye or a blind ear or a deaf ear. You just shouldn't. Some things that you see, please speak up. Some things that you hear, please speak up. Your voice can correct the irrational situation, irrational issue. Let's go and get back into this. Oh, no, where we at? Come on, man, where we at? Why you gonna do this to me? Come on, man, how we gonna do this? You gonna have, there we go. And by her, we are shown all the elemental and terrible passions of the unchanging soul of man. Got it? Man. Men. Man, as I explained before, is what? Both genders. Woman, man. So, it's really saying unchanging soul of man. You know, it's pitiful not to see your mistakes, not to see your negativity and make it right. You got me? Stop putting you first, second to 10. Put you first. Think about the world second. Can we agree to that? Do you understand that? Understand? Please think about the world. Please think about the culture you're in, the people in the culture you're in. Think about them also. Don't take all the food for yourself and don't leave a morsel for the next person. When you go get a cup of agua, a cup of juice, why don't you shake the keg, see what's going on with the keg, see if you can only get 1/4 of a cup, or see if you can get a full cup. That's thinking about the people behind you. That's giving concern about the next person. To which all cultures and philosophies are but garments to hide its nakedness. And thus in her, as in art, some of us may realize ourselves. Withal, she is heavy-hearted, making continual lamentation for a glory that has withered in old hopes without fulfillment. And all her habitations are laid waste. As for the true love of all old and forgotten things, it may justly be said of him, as of the poet, nascitur non fit, for the dreams and the wonder are with him from the beginning, and in early childhood, knowing as yet hardly. The names of ancient peoples he is conscious of, the yearns instinctively toward an immense and ever-receding past. With the one as with the other, the unaccountable passion is so knitted into his soul that it would never, among 1,000 distractions and adverse influences, entirely forsake him. So what that mean? You hear him? Unaccountable passion is so knitted into his soul that it would never, among 1,000 distractions and adverse influences, entirely forsake him. You come on, man. That sounds like some strength. That sounds like some belief. That sounds like some faith. Accept what is. Let go of what was. Believe in yourself. Have faith in what will be. You got it? Nor can such an one by willing cause it to come or to depart. He will live much in imagination, therein treading fair places, now enwrapped in their inevitable shroud of wind-blown sand, building anew temples whose stones hardly remain one upon the other, consecrate to God's dead, as there are multitudes of worshippers holding converse with the sage who, with all their lore, peep this out. Imagination. He will live much in imagination. Speaking of someone. Speaking of, come on. It stood out to me. You know what I mean? I want to go back. I know I don't really have the time. I really want to depart about imagination. You know what I mean? Where is that? Yeah, and he will live much in imagination. How many people you met, imagination is gone? Mine gone. My imagination out there. My mind is so open that it's not too much you can say to me that I'm going to sit there and say, you lying. It ain't true. You feel me? If you can dress it up nice, I'm going to go research it. If you can dress it up nice, it may be a lie. But if you can dress it up real nice, I may go research. And I ain't going to one library. Because see, what you don't understand, there are many libraries in your city and your county. All of them don't have the same books in them. There are some books in the library in the north that ain't in the south. There are some books in the library in the west that ain't in the east. Let's go and get back to this reading. Holding converse with the sages who, with all their lore, could not escape the ultimate oblivion. A spectator of splendid pageants and ministrant at strange rites, a witness to vast tragedies, he also has admittance to the magical kingdom, to which is added the freedom of the city of remembrance. His care would be to construct patiently and with much labor a picture which is often less than an outline of the conditions of the humanity that has been, and he neither rejects nor despises any relic, however trivial or unlovely, that will help him in its degree to understand better that humanity ought to bridge the wide chasm of his ignorance. Moreover, great age hollows all things, even the most mean, investing them with a certain sanctity, and the little sandal of a nameless child, or the rude amulet placed long ago with weeping on the still bosom of a friend, will move his heart as strongly by its appeal as the proud and enduring moment of a great conqueror, insatiable of praise. At times moving among the tokens of a period, that the ravenous years they are not wildly effaced in passing. He hears calling faintly as from afar innumerable voices, the voices of those who, stretching forth in Sheol, eager hands towards life, greatly desire that some memorable of them, be it but a name, may survive in the world of men. We're going to shut this off right here. But did you hear? But a name may survive in the world of men. That's somebody that's blessed. That's someone that's soul protected. That soul going back to the Creator. That soul has a guardian angel. That soul is valuable. Anywho, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, talk to me, engage with me. Let's build this. You got it? Let's put some respect in this. Let's put some morals, some principles. Let's build this. Let's build this. Let's get on one accord. Let's go head on and help as much as we can. Let's listen as much as we can. Anywho, I love you. I'm out.